good. Just all around the table for everybody. And this team, much needed. We were in a slump, and we came out with two victories at home, much needed. And now we start this road trip, and hopefully we can ride this wave.
Yeah, I don't. The one thing, and I say this out of respect for his game. I don't think confidence is ever an issue. I think he's a physical kid. He's a competitive kid. He believes he belongs out there, and he believes he can excel out there. And he's getting better every time he takes the court. He did some really good things tonight, including guarding Mirza when Mirza got going, which was really good. And that's what we need him to be. We need him to be kind of a jack of all trades.
Celtics win wire to wire with the blowout over the Phoenix Suns on Friday night. This is the Garden Report, powered by Grandstand on CLNS Radio and Celtics Blog.
Yes, I'm the boss.
Welcome to the program. I am Jared Weiss, next to Kevin O'Connor of Celtics Blog. And this silly goose right here, Sam Packard, the funniest man in America from WEEI.com and the WEEI Celtics podcast, which I am also on. Let's talk about what happened tonight. Marcus Smart had his first triple-double of his career, but who cares at all?
Yeah, I thought the most important part to come out of tonight's game was Smart ran more pick and roll. They put the ball in his hands. And that's what you want to see from him, because you need to develop him in the second year of his career with ball game. He's a point guard after all, and he could be not necessarily the starter going forward because of Isaiah Thomas, but he could be the second ball handler behind Isaiah going forward. You need to develop him.
This was one of the most BS triple doubles I've ever seen. One stat that's cool is the first triple double off the bench by the Celtics since a guy named Hambone Williams did it in 1971. So that's pretty sweet. But he's got, 5 assists in the final 3 minutes of the second quarter during Kelly Olynyk's crazy run, which we'll talk about in part 2. But those are mostly just finding a wide-open Kelly Olynyk in transition. I wasn't too impressed by what Smart did tonight. I think his shooting still needs a lot of work. And right now, if I'm trying to win a game tomorrow night, if I'm trying to win the Wizards game, my second ball handler is going to be Evan Turner.
Well, for one, you are trying to win that game. It's very important. Evan Turner has been a good ball handler overall, but they got to push Marcus into this. I mean, he is finally healthy again, it appears, and he looks to be a little bit consistent now. He was pretty inconsistent the first few games that he was back, but he's kind of at that point where it looks like they're ready to kind of push him out there, and I mean, he's the kind of the franchise guy. Kevin, you gotta kind of force him into this role. And Evan Turner will still get his chance to be Evan Turner. Evan Turner doesn't have to be that guy for 30 minutes every single night.
Yeah, I mean, Sam's right that Turner does give you a better chance to win now. Really, he's having the best year of his career. He's been his team's second best playmaker behind Isaiah Thomas. He's been one of their best wing defenders. So, it's tough for the Celtics. It's tough for Brad Stevens because he can rely on Evan Turner to win those games, especially against a winnable, bad opponent like the Wizards. But even tonight, it seems like they kind of made a point to get the ball in Smart's hands. Maybe it was part of the plan against a team like Phoenix, who really, I think, have given up on the season already. They just looked terrible tonight.
Markieff Morris definitely has given up on the season.
Oh, the whole team's given up on the season. But I think the key thing with Marcus Smart is that if the ball's in his hand, he needs to actually be attacking the basket. It's not just for him to come around the pick and make a pocket pass now and then. He's much better when he can actually go to the rim. It's something we all thought he was going to do. And injuries kind of stunted that last year. That could be an issue coming back from the injury this year, but I haven't seen him do it consistently, and that's what he's going to need to do to take that next step in his development. Because it's not just coming around the pick and roll, it's coming around the pick and roll and attacking. That's what spreads open the offense.
Sam's right, injuries have stunted that, especially this season, I think. But even last year, he had a lot of touches and a lot of passes per possession before the Isaiah Thomas trade. And after that trade, understandably, Thomas was your best ball handler. He's a superstar in the Celtics. But I just don't think, I like Evan Turner a lot, but I don't know if the good outweighs Smart's development until you get to Turner.
The thing is with Marcus right now, he can get into the second level of the defense, but he's not able to get through it to actually get to the rim. That's a thing where they kind of have to have him do it over and over again until he starts to. Because as much as you can do it in scrimmage, it's just not the same. And the guys out there in scrimmage don't want to kill you quite the way that the guys in the court actually want to. And you got to just have that experience of repetitively getting past the defender on the pick and roll and having it where there's a center charging at you, and you got to make a quick decision. How are you going to get around him? Who are you going to kick it to? Because you can't be a point guard and just keep passing it to the guy in the corner on the same side as you, because then the offense never actually goes anywhere. That's where Smart is for the most part right now in this game. If he's going to get to Turner or Isaiah's level, he's going to have to just really, through experience, just get the repetitions in to become that kind of player.
And he should study what Evan Turner does, because right now Marcus Smart has 0 mid-range game. He either tries to go all the way to the rack, he has 0 floater, 0 pull-ups, and that's kind of Evan Turner's bread and butter. So if he kind of wants to progress, practicing with Turner's a great step.
I don't disagree with that. I think, especially if you're Smart in college, he just bullied guys. He went through guys. He drew a lot of fouls. But in the NBA, you can't do that. These guys are bigger, as you mentioned. But he needs to adjust to the speed of the game. He needs to adjust to the size and the strength of these players. And I just think that takes reps. And you invested a lot in him as a 6th pick, and I don't know if you're going to get that from Turner, even though he does help you in games this year.
Okay, well, we're going to get back to this conversation in part 2, but before we go, we got to do the grandstand play of the game. Grandstand for sports fans in the stands. Hi-ya! Nice karate moves there. Let's go to the play. Of course, Grandstand, you can download it at grandstand.me or on the App Store.